Hey guys, there's nothing like the Ohio players to get this party started, huh? This is Ono Sendai 8 and coming back at you with a review of Fire. Fire is a pretty cool game for a lot of reasons. This is definitely one of the founding fathers of Game&Watch. But what you might not know is there were two versions. This widescreen version, which was made on the 4th of December, '81, is considered actually one of the first game reproductions of all time. This is a updated version. See how it's the widescreen edition? This is an updated version of the Silver Series Fire, which was one of the originals, which obviously those are worth a lot more money. If you get a choice to buy a Fire and it's between Silver Series and widescreen, and you want to be a collector, don't go with the one I went with. This one is generally much cheaper, except at the moment where eBay's been kind of like Fantasyland lately. There are a couple Fires of Silver Series, including a couple in Britain, that are actually very cheap. So this is a great time to buy a Fire if you want one. And some of these new edition ones like mine are actually going for more, although a lot of them are boxed and in pretty good shape. This is one of the ones I got in my giant run of games, when I got all 7 of those games. So like I mentioned, this game was released on the 4th of December, 1981. They estimate there were more than 1 million of them sold worldwide of this widescreen edition. This is really the godfather of a lot of Game&Watch play. This game is actually the one, probably at least 25 Game&Watches after this have almost the same gameplay, and it's really addictive and fun. This is definitely one you can play anywhere. It's reproduced all over the place on Game&Watch collections for Game Boy. Game A, you have guys jumping off the 4th floor. Game B, you have guys jumping off the 3rd and 4th floor, which we know Game B is the more difficult version. There can be up to 9 guys on the screen at a time. What you're trying to do is you have 2 guys with a stretcher, and you're trying to bounce them into this ambulance over here. And it takes 3 bounces, like you can see, and it speeds up, speeds up, speeds up. The alarm setting is the little guy ringing the bell. It's just an all-around classic game, and pretty much every Game&Watch after this is some variation of this kind of gameplay, or at least most of them are. The French guide gives this a rarity of 3, which seems to me to be like a little optimistic, because these things are all over the place. There's probably 30 of them on eBay right now. Maybe in Europe they're more rare, but at least here in the US, this is one of the plentiful cheap games you can find. Just like I said, it's considered the first remake. One other popular piece of trivia about this game that you might know even if you weren't a Game&Watch fan is when the Nintendo actually had these made, they were not a big company. I mean, this is '81. An employee accidentally reversed the lithography on the screen, and when it went out to their manufacturer, this whole screen is printed backwards. Nintendo originally envisioned the guys to fall off the building on this side, but you can see they fall off on this side. So I guess that's about it. Let me run through one Game A real fast so you can see. See on these 2 guys, I can bounce these fire victims. You can see nice smoke animation up here on the building. 3rd bounce, he's going to go in the ambulance. Done. Now I'll show you what happens if one of them dies. That's pretty much it, you guys. That is the widescreen edition of Fire. I also wanted to go over something real quick. I am going to make a New Year's resolution this year. I just noticed it's my 10-year anniversary of finishing Metal Gear Solid on the Gameboy Color. I am going to go back and try to finish that game sometime in January, like I did back in the day on the Navy boat, on the aircraft carrier actually. On my original Game Boy Color hardware. So I've just been watching a lot of videos where people put themselves through playing games on the original consoles. I really haven't done that in a long time, so I'm going to give it a try. I wondered if you guys had any thoughts like that. What kind of resolutions do you guys make for gaming, or if you're going to go back and punish yourself with some old game like that? But in any case, I just wanted to go ahead and throw out this review of Fire. I got a couple more coming, and I was also going to tell you guys, if I was mentioning on eBay, you almost never find lots of games where there's more than one Game&Watch. Right now I noticed, just because I was checking Fire prices, there is a Fire and Mario Cement Factory lot on there that's going pretty cheap. I think it's got 2 days left, and it's at like $35 for both games. That's a fantastic deal. Like, you can easily pay over $100 for one of these original widescreen editions. I forgot to show you. Mine's in good shape here. This is the one I got in the lot. No scratches, serial number is good. It's a good game. Some thumbprints on the screen, but that's my fault. Any case, that's about it for Fire, 4th of December, 1981, and check my show notes for some links to more information. Thanks, guys. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.